My name is Anastasia Nicole. I live in Los Angeles, California. I am a soon-to-be licensed esthetician and a certified makeup artist. And I also do a little dancing.
A little bit here and there?
Just a little bit here and there.
Throw it in for some razzle-dazzle?
A little bit.
So what would you say throughout your life, you can start with maybe the first one that you can think of, pivotal moments that really defined you as a person and the way that you look at life, your outview?
So I know that this started in my adolescence. I grew up with a conservative family. They had very conservative values.
Is that like culturally, religion? Like what is it?
I would definitely say culturally, because my family, they're immigrants. They're originally from South America, from Chile, and I'm actually the firstborn American in my entire family. So everybody, besides my one aunt who recently passed away, everyone else is in Chile. I don't have grandparents here. Maybe I have some scattered cousins and extended family, you know, that I keep in connection with, but everyone else is down in South America. So it was really just me and my immediate family that came. And in Chile, you know, they're very heavily Catholic. That's like the majority religion. I am Catholic, maybe not a practicing Catholic. Don't come for me, Sister Mary. But yeah, I do believe that I very much carry conservative values as a grown adult now. But rewinding to when I was 15, now that you kind of know the context.
Yes.
You know, when I was a little girl, I was the youngest of two siblings. I have an older brother. I was always heavily watched over, overprotective father, so many rules. So my dad was very, very strict on me. He didn't, or I would just say my parents in general, didn't really see a need for me to explore my artistic side growing up. I loved makeup. I loved dressing up. I loved all of that stuff. So, but my parents, unfortunately, were a bit dismissive about all of that growing up. But I mean, I believe, especially when you're a young woman, you need to have a support system. So I didn't really have that. Now, granted, yeah, I didn't really get to have that. Instead, I had to settle for playing softball. Playing softball, and then, you know, finally, after high school especially, I was like, okay, after 18, I was on a mission to save money. I need to get out of my parents' house, because it was, you know, our house, our rules type of thing. And I'm like, no.
It's really hard in some cultures to leave the house. Like, I know parents, there's some cultures that won't talk to their children once they leave the house.
So I was very fortunate that my parents saw it as a major blessing that I was leaving, because they're like, yay, we don't have to pay for your health insurance anymore. I'm like, no problem. So it was, you know, it was awesome. I moved to California very, very young. I had just finished school. I was 23, turning 24 when I moved here. Like, I was on a mission. Right when I was finishing school, the Great Recession happened, and Miami, Florida, which is where I was born and raised, was hit very hard, along with Las Vegas. Anywhere hospitality was hit super, super hard.
Which is where I was living.
So
fun times.
Not only it was like ridiculous.
External was all crazy.
Exactly. Internally, I was like, dude, I want to follow my dreams. I want to do something creative. I loved makeup. I loved putting it on, despite my mom telling me that I look like a clown. I didn't care. I still would practice putting makeup on, because she wasn't going to show me. She didn't know how to. So I had to really teach myself all of this stuff and really navigate within myself to discover my own femininity and kind of fall in love with myself. I was forced to. So I wanted to learn dance so bad. Like, dancing was where my therapy was. Like, you know how you have gym rats that they go to the gym, they could just sit there for hours, excuse me, while I have an eyelash in my eye. So people could go to the gym for hours and just sit there and lift weights. For me, it was literally, and to this day, I literally just need headphones, mute, and I just need a space. And I'm practicing ballet mostly. Now I have a funny story about ballet, because I had a little weird insecure run-in with it, like in my early childhood. luckily I had basically, I tried the class out, and the instructor did not like me. Said that my body type was not for this type of dance. It that kind of really stabbed me in the heart.
How old were you?
I must have been like 8 or 9.
Okay.
And I had gone with my best friend at the time. We were childhood best friends, and their parents were always telling my parents, take her to dance, like she needs it. But
and
of course,
to be told no.
Right. So it was just very like, wow. I just kind of felt like it kept being like,
Rejected.
I kept being rejected and rejected. So there was a period of time actually where I just said, I was like, you know what, screw it. Maybe this ain't for me. I'm not cut out for being a dancer. I'm not cut out for being a makeup artist. I'm not cut out for being pretty. So I just kind of let myself really go. And I think I have to say that was a really dark period of my life. And this was around the time when I had just moved to California. I was working for a big company. I thought I was on top of the world. I was making good money. I was, financially stable, but I was miserable.
And would you say, was that because, were you dealing with like depression? Were you dealing with anxiety, or was that just because of general change? Like what was the...
I was definitely dealing with depression. Going back to like that critical period of adolescence where like, that's kind of where my fear of abandonment definitely developed, and the sense of not being good enough developed was in that era.
Okay.
I would definitely say between the age of 8, whenever that ballet incident happened, all the way even post high school. So when I finished school, and even then in growing in Miami, I still was networking with a local, they weren't big like famous dancers, but there was a lot of local Caribbean cultures that kind of developed a dance, and they would, dance style and dance events. So I kind of meddled in with that crowd a little bit, very casually, because I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it a lot, and they were actually a group of people that accepted me, I felt. You know what I mean? It was just
the
very...
Caribbean dance style culture.
Yeah,
okay.
The Caribbean style. I mean, if you ever get the chance to go to a carnival festival, go, and you'll see what I mean. Like, that is one of the most beautiful celebrations of culture and life that I've ever attended. I mean, you literally have people from all walks of life, all colors, and it's crazy. They don't care. Even the deep-skinned girls are like, come on in, like, come dance with us, white girls. Like, it's beautiful. Like, it's a celebration of everything, and I quite enjoy it. So I got into that when I was in Miami. But then that kind of stopped when I was moved to California. I was like, you know what? Nope, I need to be serious. Because again, I was sensitized to think that, okay, following your dreams isn't
not a real job.
It's not a real job. Yeah, doing makeup isn't a real job. Dancing isn't a real thing. Anyways, but things came full circle. So when I moved out here, I had been working for a really large company. We're about 6 years now that I'm here, living here. One of my coworkers, totally didn't even know barely anything about me, shared a flyer. It was a carnival festival.
What are the odds, right?
And I'm just like, are you, like, I wanted to say, are you shitting me? Excuse me for cursing, but
is that something that you would say kind of triggered you to not maybe pop out of your depression, but maybe you felt some sort of alignment?
Yes.
You felt better?
Yes. I felt like the universe was saying, hey, you need to address this. Like, just address it. Like, revisit it. You're a different woman now. You don't have anyone telling you, dismissing anything. You're in full control of your life. So why don't you give it a second try? So I did. I had joined a band locally in Los Angeles, and I started off just dancing. Then it was around that period of time too, where I was also doing freelance work for some makeup brands, selling product. And then it was then that I started playing with makeup. And then the band leader actually called me out on Instagram. She goes, hey, I didn't know you could do makeup. I'm like, I didn't either.
When you say band, you don't mean like a music band. You mean like a band.
I'm sorry. Yes, a carnival band, like a troupe, a dance troupe, a dance group. Yeah,
Okay.
we were like, oh gosh, 75 plus.
75 deep.
Yeah, we were the biggest band in Los Angeles.
Parades, right?
Yeah,
so
we
you
do.
meet a lot of people in the parades.
We were the largest band in Los Angeles.
And so how would you say that kind of changed things for you then?
It built my confidence. It completely shattered that shell that I had of, you can't do this, to, yes, I can. actually. Yes, I can. And I mean, it brought me a huge sense of empowerment, helped me heal. If anything, the most benefit that I got out of it was the healing part. It healed me because for years I felt like I was inadequate. I'm not pretty enough to dance. I don't have the body to, do what I want to do physically. It was gripping my life for a long time. And therapy couldn't even break me from that, but dancing did. So it was the best medicine ever. So then my makeup artistry came into play while I was at the band. And then next thing I know, she wants to hire me and pay me for makeup. And I'm like, whoa, really? You can get paid for this? So I ran with it. And then now fast forward, we were on a good little stream, and then COVID happened. So now there's no shows, nothing's happening, no work for me. What do I do? I decided that the best thing to complement what I was already doing was to actually go back to school and become a licensed esthetician. It would only complement my resume and what I do. So, I love working on faces. I'm literally, when I stare at a face, I'm like, how can I contour you? Like, what can I do here? Eyelids too. I'm obsessed with eyelids. I was obsessing over Yoli's eyelids earlier. Like, ask her. I was obsessing. So, that's how my eye works. I have an eye for beauty. I see something, and I don't necessarily, yes,
I see it all as a palette.
Yes, very much. It's a canvas, and I'm obsessed with skin. I like skin, and I personally combated around the time when I was going through my deep depression. Oh my God, hormonally, depression is horrible for your body. I had adult acne, like cystic acne. It was disgusting. And I couldn't understand what could help it. So I was forced to educate myself about what was going on within my body. And luckily I found out that I had an underlying health condition that really helped me, again, learn more about myself, accept my imperfections, because nobody's perfect. So I've come to accept that. I love myself. I'm sorry, but I love everything that I am, and I'm unique, and I was created this way for a reason, and I'm just here for a good time. So that's that.
And you would say that the fact that you were able to dive into something that you really love, that's probably what helped you cope and almost not reverse, but flip the depression you were dealing with.
To this day, it helps. And when I'm feeling low, doing my own makeup or working on my own skin, giving myself a facial, working on other faces, working on just
having a creative outlet.
Yeah, I can't explain it. It's so therapeutic for me. Like I think I've done this to you before. I'm literally just like doing your makeup, and I'm just shut up. I'm silent. I'm just doing my thing.
In the zone.
I'm just in my zone. Yeah, that's how the way my eye works, the way my mind works. So I'm just letting it be free, and
having fun with it.
It's been really rewarding.
Very cool.
Yeah.